exciting, very rewarding. You realize the leaders in science around the world say, yes, this is important, what you've done is important, and this is a nice recognition for all of that work. My brother has diabetes, one brother, and he's had it for more than 50 years. And he carries a shopping bag of medicines when he travels, and he comes visit. He plunks down his bag on the kitchen table and spends a half an hour taking all of these supplements and pills and everything else. I used to tease him all the time. But now, I realize hypertension, diabetes, atherosclerosis, tobacco use, and perhaps obesity, where your blood vessels are too constricted because you have endothelial dysfunction. The blood vessels don't make enough nitric oxide, or they remove it too quickly. And if you enhance the production of nitric oxide, the blood vessels will widen, decrease the blood pressure, increase nutrients and oxygenation of the tissues downstream. I think the opportunity for nutritionals such as ARGI Plus, with L-Arginine and antioxidants coming from various fruit and grape extracts and other substances, will enhance the effects of nitric oxide production and activity, and it's going to become more important in the future as the population gets older. I want to solve some more problems. Working with a company like Forever Living, with the exposure with this product, the travel will permit me to reach out and identify collaborators and trainees to come work with them, to do some things in some other parts of the world that we're not doing.
How about that? I mean, is that incredible to think? 1 minute we're talking about the benefits of ARGI Plus and the Nobel Prize winning research, and the next minute you have the person who did that research actually talking about the product. It's incredible. But I've got something else for you. You know, we've pushed very hard the benefits of this product because it means so much to so many people. I wish I could give you, and I may at some point in time, at some venue, be able to share some of those stories with you, but they're life-changing stories. There are hundreds, thousands of products that are out there that try to tout arginine and what they do. There's only one person we discussed up here, Dr. Ferid Murad, who won the Nobel Prize. And he has agreed to come here today to talk to you about ARGI Plus. I want you to give a great forever welcome to Dr. Farid Murad. Right here. Thank you. Well, Dr. Murad, you can kind of see the energy here, huh?
Absolutely.
It's pretty exciting. These are 4,000 of my best friends out here, and they think pretty highly of you and what you've done in your research. Can you tell us a little bit about winning the Nobel Prize and what it's meant to you?
Oh, it's a wonderful opportunity. I think that most scientists think about the Nobel Prize, would love to receive it, but realize how unrealistic and difficult that is, because there are only a couple people per year who win the Nobel Prize in medicine and physiology. Totally maybe 8 or 10 in all the categories, peace, literature, chemistry, physics, etc. So the odds are rather small. And once you receive it, it's very rewarding. It tells you that your other colleagues, scientists, peers recognize that what you've done, sometimes over a lifetime, has obviously become very important. And that, of course, feels very good.
That's wonderful. Yeah, as I understand it, Nobel Prize has been around for a little over 100 years.
Right.
And there's really only about 180 people in the medicine side of the Nobel Prize who've actually won it. Is that correct?
That's correct. Alfred Nobel was an 1896, gave most of his estate to create the Nobel Foundation, a novel concept in those days. He was in Stockholm, he trained in Paris and Italy and other places. He made his fortune making dynamite with nitroglycerin. And he gave almost all of that estate to the foundation to create the prizes. A lot of foresight in a handwritten letter. And it took about 5 years for Stockholm and Sweden to get its act together, to put all the committees together to offer the prizes that began in 1901. So it's now been 110 years. And in medicine physiology, 150 to 200 people probably total. So it's a small number.
So you're literally a 1 in a million. With all the scientists that are out there, it's pretty incredible. Pretty incredible.
It's true.
Well, we're so glad, we're so honored that you came here today. You know, with all these people out here, a lot of these guys have talked about ARGI Plus and how much it's meant to them and so forth. Like I said earlier, there's hundreds of thousands of products that are out there in the market. What made you choose to endorse ARGI Plus?
I was asked by a colleague if I wouldn't visit Forever Living in Scottsdale, which I did just in the last couple months. I met the president, I met the senior officers. I was very pleased with what I saw. Wonderful facilities. Very talented people, obviously. And they had a product that I was familiar with. I've helped others in the past develop nutritional products. And I think what was interesting about this is that the formula was a little different. It had a lot of extracts of different fruits. And I think that attracted me to do something with Forever Living was the fact that the chairman of the company is very philanthropic and is going to donate some of the funds back to help education and research.
You recognize Forever Giving, and you know the great good that it's doing, and the great good. We've talked about it before. Rex Vaughn has a heart the size of Texas. It's just incredible, and he continues to give, and I'm so glad to hear that you feel the same way. That's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Also, just a quick question. You've been a hard worker your whole life. You've worked from when you were very, very young. In fact, just so you guys understand the type of person that's here on the stage, while he was going through and getting his PhD, he also got his medical license. He became a medical doctor. He took a dual role, and he actually ran at the same time he got his PhD and his medical license at the same time. In addition to that, he was raising 4 kids, and he was also at the Cleveland Clinic, correct? Delivering babies. Okay? And last but not least, he graduated #1 in his class. #1. All of that. I think you know a little bit about hard work and setting goals. Any advice you would give these?
Well, as you heard in the video, I grew up in a family restaurant where my parents worked very, very hard. I had 2 younger brothers, and when we were tall enough and old enough to wash dishes and reach over the sink or wait on the counters and tables, we did that. And I saw how hard my parents worked. They were a big advocate of education, and I took that very seriously. So when I was about 10 or 12, I said, I'm going to be a doctor. Why I decided that, I'm not sure. But yes, I have worked hard. I'm reasonably bright. I'm not brilliant, but I'm bright. And I think I made up for that with a lot of hard work. And when you've got 4 kids and you're going to medical school and graduate school, you've got to feed them somehow. So yes, I would moonlight at the Cleveland Clinic delivering babies all night and then go back to class the next morning. And every couple of months I'd sell a unit of blood to buy a week's worth of groceries for the kids as well. But that's the work ethic, and it's very common, I think, with lots of immigrants to this country. It's not unusual.
Well,
You set your goals and you go for it.
absolutely. Great advice. Great advice. Time is always of the essence, so we've got to keep things moving, but I wanted to mention, you take family very serious, and you have a wonderful family. I would like to be the first to welcome you to the Forever family. Here to you. You have over 4,000 wonderful people here. You have millions watching over the internet that wish they could be here today to meet you. But welcome to the Forever family. Thank you so much for coming today. Thank you so much.
As a Nobel laureate, you have an opportunity to travel all over the world, lecturing at meetings and universities and meeting lots and lots of people and dignitaries. And I'm sure I'm going to see some of you in the future. Thank you very much for having me.
Dr. Ferid Murad. Thank you, Dr. Right there.